Okay. Oliver, hello, hello, welcome in. I think we're ready. Ready to get all this going. There we go. How are you doing today, Oliver? Cosmic, hello, hello. What's new with you guys? Not a lot. We just got a new video out this morning. If you haven't watched the Galoma video, I highly suggest it. That's pretty good. That was a tough one. That was a tough video to make. Galoma does not have a lot of stuff going on for them, but they're interesting, and I really like them as a concept. That was fun. How's everybody else doing today? Bionic, hello, hello. Saw it when it premiered. Nice. Thanks for hanging out at the premiere there. I hope everybody commented on it. Give it a like. Shared it with 10 of their friends. We're gonna draw some mini-eyed rugbies today. It is Wednesday, it is a viewer suggestions. We'll be doing that today as well. If you have a character you'd like to suggest that didn't get put on the list, let me know. I visited the Nordic states recently. Just got back. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing alright. Tired. Went to the beach. Got tickets to the Backstreet Boys reunion tour again. That was not fun. Now, just hanging out, trying to relax. Enjoying the week so far. They are a tricky race. Interesting and weird. I don't know how you're supposed to play those guys. Yeah, they're definitely one of the more unique races because I mean I can't really tell what they're from. Still don't know why they're named the Loma. And their background is cool, but like not anything that I've heard of for a Pathfinder in the past. Like the many-eyed gods trying to take everything's eyes. Like, what does that mean? What? Where did that come from? So I would love to hear more about them. I'd love to learn more about them. I hope there are more books. As is, they're kind of oddities. Let's give Rugby some googly eyes. Found in, what's the word? Authentic 14th century tavern in Estonia. Okay. Handmade blue glass bottle. Very cool. You can try to play with a ranger. That's pretty good. Oh, I've been playing some Baldur's Gate 3, and I really want to try out the ranger there. Just for funsies. We'll see how that goes. Call of Rugby, yeah. Warm up with a rugby sketch here, and then we'll jump into the viewer suggestions. How was Baldur's Gate, by the way? So far, it's pretty good. So far, it's been pretty good. I played it a little bit when it came out originally, like the pre-release, and it's lots of improvements since then, so I'm happy about that. They speak of the unholy beings, the bugbears of many eyes. Yeah, basically that means every race should have more eyes if their creation myth is canonical. Is the monk actually good in Baldur's Gate? I haven't tried it yet. I kind of want to try it out. Victor, hello, hello. Forgot to submit to this community post, so I'd like to resuggest my character. Void Corrupted Lizardfolk Archer. Didn't we draw that one like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I feel like we already drew that one. Unless you have more Void Lizardfolks.
Or was like a void dragon?
Maybe it was a void dragon last time. I think so. I've drawn a few void things recently. It would be in the Discord draw if we did. I have no idea. I'll put it on the list. Was the early access for Baldur's Gate free, or did you have to buy the game?
You basically pre-bought the game and got to play it throughout the early access stuff.
Gotcha.
That's how they did Divinity with Original Sin 2.
Okay. Welcome in, Corvus, by the way.
Hello.
Walking 11 miles, so that was fun. Oof. Only played early access, but yeah, need to get the PC fixed before I can play the full game. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to upgrade my PC for Final Fantasy 14 next expansion.
Oh no.
They're doing a graphics update, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna crank it up to the good stuff." And it's like, "Oh well, shoot." My PC's a little old. The problem with fantasy races, in my opinion, is that they are all based on humans, probably for relatability. Yeah. Basically, the whole game is built around the humanoid everything, so like armor, weapons, it's all based around that. And so it's hard to make creatures that aren't in that fitting, because then you don't have, you know, how doors work, right?
You gotta make like 20 different sets of the same armor for different body shapes.
Charisma is your friend. Perhaps make sure you can help with social stuff when you can. I was thinking of Pact or Talisman, though it could go with Tune, but it doesn't go with the casting spells via card games. Ooh, I don't know what we're talking about.
Someone was new to being a warlock.
Ah.
And we're asking for tips and stuff.
I need warlock players' advice. Okay, I see now. Finish up this rugby sketch. Once again, if you haven't seen the new Galoma video, I highly recommend you go watch it. Share it with all your friends. Yep. Post it on Facebook and Threads and wherever else. Money.
Mute the stream. Go watch it.
Yeah. And we're gonna draw some stuff today. I do need a chill day though. It's been a week. And then later today we'll probably finish up the commission I was working on yesterday. Probably do that on Twitch. We'll call it up. Mini-eyed rugby. We need more Pugby. More Pugby eyes.
You don't draw enough Pugby.
Yep. I don't know what a gnome self air kineticist would look like at all. I'll put it on the list. I don't have to think about that one. I mean, I assume everyone that's going to ask me for kineticist stuff just wants airbender stuff. Avatar themed.
Not exactly what I was thinking, but...
What were you thinking? Like, honestly. Like, I'm curious.
There's a... just straight up show you. There's a... In the book that they have all the sylphs, or like all the Genekin stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gnome sylph, and I really like the design they went with.
Nice.
So,
okay. I'm gonna have to look at that then. Something's a good idea because you can get rituals, but having a familiar like imp cannot be understated as a powerful option. You know, I don't see many warlocks take the chain. I think it's Pact of the Chain that gives you the imp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not seen many people do that.
I think maybe for the weird kind of off-putting taste that's like Pact of the Chain kind of means like you're forcing it to be in your service.
Oh yeah.
Might not sit well with some people.
I mean, that's how imps work.
Yeah.
They're in the servitude of greater demons, and you make deals with them. What's a sylph? Oh, it's like a wind genasi, wind spirit.
Yeah, it is Pathfinder's answer to like air genasis, because the term genasi is like specifically for D&D.
Yeah. One of the first characters I ever wanted to play was basically minions from Mega Mind. It's a shame that I'd have to get approval from a DM to try it. Why is that a shame? You should get a DM approval for everything.
Exactly.
Your inspiration was from Yu-Gi-Oh! Found my old cards the other day. A genie war? I don't know what that means. The Nine Hells known for their consent. I mean, a little bit. Like, I really like the idea in the Dresden books, the Fae basically are not just like sticklers to their contracts. They can't break their contracts. Like, it's part of who they are. It's very strange. So I kind of like that idea that like when a devil makes a contract, it can be as, you know, as squirrely and slimy as possible, but they're physically unable to not fulfill the contract. So when you have all these little demons that are just like in servitude to these higher devils, like they're just contractually, that's their existence. It's like, yep. I get to not be eaten by all these other giant monsters because it's part of the pact I made with this guy. I think it's interesting.
I think the only time, like, if we're talking specifically like Pathfinder and D&D stuff, I think the only ones that you would really ever have to worry about, like, just straight up breaking their contract would be, like, demons, because they're so chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored now, I'm dead.
See, I like to think of demons as more, when people think of like, it's like the Joker chaos thing. It's like, I just want to be random. It's like, no. They just refuse to enter within compacts. Like, that's my thought has always been.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making any deals with you. I refuse to be tied down to whatever you're doing. Imps have hands and have on-demand invisibility. Hand them a bag of healing potions and a wand of magic missile, and you have basically a stealth drone. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Is feet or in a character, let's say 5'4", would be 5'4" or 5'4"? It'd be the second one. I got confused. Think about it like, feet and inches. So 1 apostrophe is the larger, and then 2 is the smaller amount. Pseudo dragon?
Yep.
I think that's a Cyto dragon, but I assume you meant pseudo dragon. I prefer my mechanical options to be spelled out and agreed upon before I talk to the DM. So long as it's in the book, that's really all I look for. Flavor is free after all. That's, I mean... I guess I don't know what you'd have to do that wasn't just flavor. That's pretty good, of course. That's a good picture. Once again, like, low effort on the particle effect sketch. I wonder what that's about.
Weirdly, this one is not from the Rage of Elements, but the an earlier book at like the events races, or no, Lost Omens Ancestry Guide. It
I'm
came
gonna
out,
guess that there were no
3.
PNGs and somebody had to manually cut all that out.
Oh, that came from the
Tiffany, hello.
Demiplane
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
thing. So
First time attending a stream. I found this channel a while ago because there are videos of Knowles. Love your artwork. Thank you, Andy. Welcome in. When did Rugby get in the googly eye jar? After the Galoma video. Go watch the Galoma video. It just came out. All will make sense. I think we're ready, though. I think we're ready to start drawing. So let me start a poll.
as much as a Coloma can make sense.
We'll do that. Okay, so the way this works, I have a whole bunch of character suggestions. We're gonna roll some dice, draw whatever pops up. 7. A ghost hunter warlock who traps ghosts to send to a mysterious patron. That works.
Who you gonna call?
Yeah. They didn't give me a race. What would a ghost hunter look like? My DM gave me the option to choose, and I'm not sure which one is better. Oh, so I have a mind flare. Okay. Can eat people's brains. Yep. Should I go with I grapple and then 10d10 damage, or 1 grapple and 2 strength checks to instantly kill? Honestly, I think like a 10d10 bite is really high. Just as a bite.
I don't know anything that has a 10d10 bite.
Yeah, that's like above dragon damage. I'm a little confused. I don't know where that's coming from. The 1 grapple, 2 strength checks to insta kill is how I would basically rule that to begin with. Because that's how it should work. Basically, you try to grab, grapple, restrain, and then you get to coup de grace them if you completely restrain them. But I guess you could do the damage. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with mind flayers is they shouldn't just be walking forward and like mid-combat trying to rip out people's brains. Like, that's going to be really hard to do all the time. I just envision Danny Phantom. That's pretty good. Owl Ray sounds pretty good too. I like that idea. An owl ghost hunter. Bri, welcome in. Hello, hello. Still haven't found a DM for the Warlock, but yeah, just thinking about it now. My DM gave you the option to choose epic. The 10d10 bite is 5 times as powerful as an adult red dragon's bite. Yeah, that's a little high. If you want to do it as combat, like that's your main focus in combat, I would just have it be basically an unarmed attack. Because the whole reason you can insta-kill somebody with it is because they are helpless. Like that's the reason that it's an insta-kill. It's not meant to just be like this infinite damage. Because if something latches onto your face and starts biting, like you're gonna try to fight that off. Like, but yeah, the allure of the insta-kill is very strong. Yeah, I think the insta-kill is great, but you just can't use that insta-kill as a combat maneuver on its own.
Yeah. You would have to find some way of immobilizing them.
Correct.
I would argue.
Because that was the thing, like even a little, like a baby dragon can insta-kill somebody if they put them to sleep first. So like the insta-kill is not wholly unique.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if a red dragon grabs you by the face and then decides to restrain you and then bite your head off, like that should do more than 10d10 damage. It's just an insta kill. Can't stay, just passing through. No problem, Brian. Thanks for hanging out. Basically put Quivering Palm as a racial ability. Broken is an understatement.
Which, if I remember correctly, Quivering Palm is like a high level class feat for monks.
Yeah, I mean, if all you have to do is grapple somebody and then do a double fireball, actually it's more than that. So
Yeah.
it's like triple fireball damage, because fireball is 66, right? Which is 5d6 normally.
Hang on.
It's like a third. It's like 3 fireballs just from a grapple.
Yeah. A wee bit excessive.
Yeah.
Oh, we were wrong.
Hit me.
It's 8d6.
8d6? Okay.
Yep. I feel like they could have just went with 5d6 and it still would have been.
I thought it was 5d6 and then it goes up per level. Is that not the case? Is it an extra d6 per level, or is it 2d6?
It just goes up by 1 above. So, if you're using a spell slot 4th level or higher, increase the damage by 1d6 per level above 3rd.
Not to mention, the fireball is supposed to be the most overpowered move in the game. Like, it is set that way. So, I don't know what I've done with this owl, but he looks terrifying.
It kind of looks like one of those moonkin owls.
Yeah. How do we make a ghost hunter? Oh, okay. I have an
Proton
idea.
pack.
Yeah, I mean, I might do the proton pack. You know what? Let's do the proton pack. That seems. It's 3rd level, 8d6 plus d6 per higher slot. Okay. But overall, which one would you say is the most useful? 10d10 with a grapple, or instant kill with 1 grapple and 2 strength checks? I mean, the most useful, the 10d10, because it's overpowered. Like, absolutely. 10d10 with a grapple is like a, I mean, what is just a level 20 character? All right, new idea. What if it's not actually an owl? What if it's a guy with a beard wearing an owl mask? Working on a One Piece themed campaign, and one of my players is like orca fisherman. One is a cat, pretty much Puss in Boots. That's fun. Sounds like a fun. Ah, there we go.
Don't hurt yourself.
Trying to move my tablet. I'm gonna have to rework my whole shebang again. Let's see what happens. Fireball is only overpowered if the monsters never have good spacing and all the fights take place outdoors, or is spacious caverns. A wizard nuking themselves in 5-foot hallways less than ideal. That's true. That is true. The reason, so a lot of times when you're making games, and this goes for video games or board games, what you want to do is you want to find like your base damage, which is why like a minimum 1 damage exists, right? So like that's so what's a dagger? A dagger's a D4. Then you can have something weaker than a dagger, and that's like a D2, right? So that's how you kind of base things off of those. Fireball is above that curve. So for most spells like lightning bolt, the cantrips you have, cantrips do less damage but are reusable versus level 1 spells, which need to have a certain curve. So you have a damage curve. Fireball is above that. Fireball is highly efficient for what it does. And the reason they work this out is 1, it does damage to your friends, and 2, there's a lot of creatures with fire resistance. That's how it's balanced out. But it's purposefully meant to be a very good spell. And D&D has talked about that in the past, and they're like, yeah, Fireball's great. It's supposed to feel way overpowered. It's kind of a boon for mages. Second most resistant damage type. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. It's also a reflex save, so if they make it, they take half damage. So.
Yeah, after grappling, you can use the action to do 10d10 piercing damage if they die. Yeah, I mean, so that's essentially giving you Finger of Death for free every time you grapple. If your DM wants you to do that every time. Like, never not do that.
It might get boring after a while, and you might not start having fun.
Yeah. But your DM is going to find out really quickly, oops, that's broken. Because, like, if you're look at constrict damage, like what monsters do constrict damage at your level and what that does, that's how much damage you should do. What is Finger of Death? Finger of Death, it might not be Finger of Death, it might just be Power Word Death, Power Word Kill.
So Power Word Kill and there's Finger of Death.
One of them does 100 damage, and if the player has less than 100 damage, they instantly die. If they have more than 100 health, it does nothing to them. Like, that's the caveat for it. Is essentially the DM has to not be a dick and metagame whether or not you have 100 hit points or not. Not as OP as people usually make it out. Lots of things resist or are immune to fire. Yeah, Legend. I'm not gonna spin wheels with you arguing about whether or not it is OP. It is above the curve, and I think that's kind of always really important. And the reason I say that is because people will homebrew spells and then be like, "Oh yeah, we'll just give it fireball damage," and I'm like, "That's not." Fireball is not a good reference point because it's a little overpowered.
Yeah, it is Power Word Kill, by the way. So,
yeah,
which is a 9th level spell.
So if you're getting a 9th level spell every time you grapple something, something is wrong. Something bad has happened, and
like you're not level 20 or above.
Yeah. Finger of Death is 7d8 plus 30. There you go.
Yeah. And if you do kill someone with that, they immediately rise as a zombie under your control.
Which is pretty awesome.
Hit it with... Use Finger of Death on a wizard, because it's a con save. And
oh, yeah.
Get yourself a zombie wizard.
Have done, will do again. One of my players right now has a book that is cursed with Finger of Death. And I'm just waiting for him to open it and see if he explodes. I told him, like, this book is super evil and is oozing bad magic. And he's just like, no, I'll just put that in my bag. It's like, all right, we'll deal with that later.
It's like the Book of Vile Darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're better off homebrewing using the literal rules provided in the DMG. I think a lot of people who play D&D have the same problem as people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! They just don't read. Maybe. I would agree with that. That's kind of the one thing about, like, that's the other thing with Fireball is we talk a lot about, like, if something is flavorful, just switch it. It's like, yeah, you can switch magic types non-stop. It's fine. And in most cases, that's not an issue. But with Fireball, it does become more powerful, you know. Same thing with, like, that's why Psychic, it's like, oh, I want to do Psychic Fireballs. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. I could theoretically fight a level 40 wizard. Oliver, I'm not sure. 63 strength checks, I could instantly kill him. Yeah, and that's why that was in place. Because even if you have 3 strength checks, there can be interruptions, right? So other people can interrupt the grab. Other people can help them get out of the grapple. You getting attacked on those 3 rounds before something's instantly dead. So yeah.
Though I will say I'm glad they added like an official thing for sorcerers to transmute their spell damage.
Mm-hmm.
So so you don't have to like be limited. So like, say you're a draconic sorcerer, but you didn't want to go with one of the fire options. You now have options to proc your stuff.
Yeah, and I would always homebrew those that way anyways.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense not to do that. That's one of those instances where the rules as written were too restrictive and people are just like, but I want to do the thing, and they're like, we kind of assumed you would. Like, yeah. All right. So, and that is, speaking of like people not reading, I really do think that's what Tasha's was all about. It's just like people are reading, like they're adhering too closely to the rules. Like, it's okay to have fun and change things up.
Yeah.
But you need to know what the rules are before you try to break them. Otherwise, things get a little squirrely.
Yeah. Which, looking at one of the options, is not psychic damage.
No psychic dragons?
I mean, there are psychic dragons. But, like, with the specific meta magic, it's only acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Or poison.
Boysenberry dragon. Fun fact about abilities that work on checks: legendary saves don't matter. It's true. Wait. Why not? Can't you use a legendary save to just auto-save one? What do you mean? Checks don't matter. Like strength checks?
I think you're being like, because they can just auto-succeed, which does not feel good.
I know.
I get why it's Slayer. Still, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the legendary check mechanics. The alternative, though, is like Pathfinder, where everything's stats are so high that like creatures that would have legendary stats, it's just like, yeah, you're not going to ever hit this guy ever. Good luck.
Yeah.
So it's like, because it's not saving throw.
Like,
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. What's like when we fought the spiders last Saturday? There was, like you said, there was a point where like, if you don't like roll above like a 17 or something, you're not going to save against this ability. Hell, and it was just 2 levels above us.
Yeah, the Pathfinder 2nd edition CR is very strange. Like, yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think a big part of it is also the way the XP works in there is also kind of strange. Yeah, the calculations are different, and I'm still working on that one. Because I think 2 levels in 2nd edition Pathfinder is too much. 2 levels is dangerous. Like,
yeah,
can murder the party.
Because like, a creature that is the same level as a party is a deadly encounter. Yeah, a lot of times, or can be, if the rolls are not going in your favor. Right.
And I think
yeah,
part of that is the fall off of like something 2 levels below you, you are just going to decimate. And so I really think with Pathfinder,
auto-crit.
Yeah, exactly, with the auto crit system. So I think that Pathfinder is essentially trying to make you fight one thing of your level, and then have like the weak versions of things at your level or lower, and then also have a bunch of little things. So like they're trying to build really dynamic fights. And we've kind of, this is something we have to build differently.
Yeah.
The short bow doing less damage than long bows. One thing that is strange to me is that the size of a weapon in D&D affects the damage. D4 with a dagger, you can still very easily kill an average person with an average dagger. Yes. I'm confused.
I guess the way of thinking about longbows and short bows is think of short bows more of like a normal string bow there's not much power behind it, while a longbow is a warbow.
Yeah, it's poundage, right? Like,
yeah,
a short bow is like a maximum 40 pound or something. A longbow is up to 80, I think, 80 to 120
or
plus or more if you're doing a warbow.
Yeah,
I think warbows are like 160.
That's how they are in Pathfinder, because there's also composite versions of each one, where they have a higher poundage, and so they do more damage, where you actually add your strength, half your strength mod, to your damage rolls, or attack roll.
But short bows are war bows too. They develop laminated to make their poundage greater than 160 pounds. I mean, if you can find me a 160 pound short bow, great. That's not what the D&D book is referring to.
Yep.
Yeah. The verbiage is not the same as the mechanical component. Short bows in D&D are likely not recurves. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they're like hunting bows.
Yeah.
Or little string bows.
Yeah, because they're like they're not martial weapons. They're not martial weapons. I don't believe. And so they're really just more akin to something that anyone could pick up and use versus having to have that capacity to use a heavy weighted bow. Same thing with daggers. Like, part of it is that a dagger is dangerous, and the other part of it is your training. So, like, because dagger is not specific enough for literally anything. So don't get caught up on the semantics of that.
Yeah. Even in real life, dagger can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, in Washington, the rules, like the laws, are very vague about what a dagger is considered a dagger. It's very strange.
Yeah. I looked it up. Short bows are simple ranged weapons.
Okay,
so.
Yeah. That is more of the defining factor than anything else.
Yeah. Hence why they only do a D6.
Yep.
Hey, but a D6 is still better than a D4.
Yeah. I've made this weird owl. I'm gonna give him some talismans on his back instead of a proton pack. A lot of the damage has been directly carried over from as early as the last AD&D. 2E, don't know about 1E or earlier. There were a lot of other weapons in there, including recruit bows. And on daggers, those were the main weapons of wizards and thieves. Thieves have a backstab ability, which was their main source of damage. Correct, yeah. Like, that's the thing. They're trained with daggers and absolutely can one-shot people with their backstab, and that's their precision damage because they know where to stab somebody. Versus someone untrained who can pick up the same dagger and slash at somebody.
Yep.
More to look than just the dice.
How you use it.
Alright, I think I'm about done with this one.
I'm getting Legends of the Gods.
I've been playing a
And
lot of
that's-
Legends of.
Because the weird owl moth mask.
Yeah. For Frights in the Night, call Al Manny would swoop in and get rid of them for making no sound. Yeah. Woo. Woo. All right, what are we doing? Purple? We're on purple. Here we go. Let's roll for the next one. There's no druid here today. I'm going to try to bust through a bunch of these, so we'll see what happens. 21.
Hope they're okay.
A human earth kineticist. Go. African American with dreadlocks and an amputated earth elemental arm. Okay, gotcha.
Don't piss.
Does sound like.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay, catch you later. Elite. You can't expect realism for D&D. If someone stabs through you with a sword, training doesn't matter so much. It's going to be debilitating. Yeah, so once again, damage is not physical injury. Damage is the amount of endurance that something takes away. It removes your ability to fight. So whether it's tiring you out or, causing superficial cuts, you are at peak form to continue fighting until you lose that last hit point. At which point, you take lethal damage. Like, a blow will kill you. So the only time you would actually take injuries is when you kind of get stabbed to death. So yeah, anything can kill you. But, which is why I'm saying, like, if you're biting somebody's head, the being able to instant kill them is really reliant on them not being able to fight back. So your grapples are basically getting through their hit points that way. Not the other way around. Okay, Earth Genasi, huh? That's why death saves auto-fake on hits after falling unconscious, or how I see it. Exactly, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the death saves mechanic. It feels really funny to me. They even did something similar with Pathfinder 2nd edition. It definitely makes the game a little different because you don't just explode like you used to in 1st edition. Because it used to be once you take hit points, go into negative hit points equal to your con score, you just die. And so there were a lot of times when you get hit and just like, oh, your character instantly dead. It's like, ooh, bummer. Death saves auto fail on hits after. Yeah, and that's how it is supposed to work. It is supposed to work that way, in which if you're unconscious, you're helpless, and basically they get an auto crit on a melee. And that is that point when you could, eat somebody's brain. But people don't play it that way very often. I think Gygax used to say that any good adventurer worth his salt would step on the neck of a dying monster as you walk by. So they did that so that you didn't have to stop and like coup de grace every single creature and like make sure they didn't save and stuff like that. So there's a lot of mechanical bypass just to make the game flow better, and that's why monsters don't get death saves. Because it's just assumed that you killed them. Some of my players roll them, but it feels cheap for me to go and hit them with whatever enemy I was using. Yeah, and I think that's on the DM to really parse out what's going on. Like, if you have a wizard and no one else is around you, you might just kill them. Like, if they are so out of place and no one can save them, that player might take the time to knock them out completely. But if, like, you're fighting a bear and it attacks you and it knocks down one of your party members and there's still 3 people right there, it's probably not just going to take its time to eat you. It's going to keep fighting, right? I think that's pretty common. So when they hit them, aren't they actually hurting them until they have 0 HP? No. Yeah. There's something to be said of what I like to do is when you go to 0 HP, like you are inflicting damage, I usually don't do anything like, oh, you lose a limb, but if you die and then get revived, I usually will. I'll do something to that effect of like scars or something beyond just superficial damage. Like, healing spells just get you back in the fight. They like regain your stamina and get you ready to go. Whereas if you take physical damage, you need something like restoration to repair it. I was thinking bandits in the above scenario, but that's me. Yeah, I mean, bandits are the same thing, right? Like, if 5 guys are attacking you and there's more guys around you, the bandits are either gonna A, knock somebody down and then back off, or knock somebody down and keep fighting. They're not gonna try to just really murder one person unless they're like doing it vindictively or like have the opportunity. Yeah, so like, Oliver, think about when you level up and you gain hit points, you're not becoming more hardy, you're gaining experience and knowing how not to get instantly stabbed by a kitchen knife. Like, a level 1 person and a level 10 person, they don't have tougher skin. They just know how to not get stabbed instantly. Like, that's really all it is. Yeah. What would be the alternative? Healing magic doesn't heal incapacitated things? You could do it that way. Like, there's no real alternative. I'm just saying damage isn't every time a goblin attacks you, you don't get cut, right? Like, you don't get slashed across the chest, and then the healing spell closes the wound. I would say healing magic can do that, but if you're taking massive damage, like getting an arm lopped off, you need a spell that will regenerate the arm or regrow the arm or whatever. That should be strength damage, not hit points. Losing a limb should be strength, and that's not existent anymore. Yeah. So I guess the alternative is stat damage, which they removed in 5e. And healing magic just doesn't do that. Healing magic doesn't fix that. Will your clothes and armor protect you in cases of monks and barbarians? Not sure. Yeah, monks and barbarians are just really, really good at not taking damage. Like, without armor. Hit points, not health, is endurance. Yeah, and there's a lot of games that are trying to look at it that way to clarify it, but that is the intent of it. Your ability to continue fighting without taking lethal damage. Welcome back.
Hello. think the issue with hit points is the vagueness of it. What you said is true, but probably for older editions. Now it's like, it's how tough your character is. It's like, but what do you mean? How tough?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the same thing. I think it's just, I think that's all the same.
Also, if you're like a level 3 adventurer, you're already a superhero. So.
Right? Yeah. Would a healing spell fix?
Actually,
no.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes. Depending on the healing spell, it does regenerate lost limbs and stuff.
Well, but not. Healing magic can, but the heal spell does not. That's the clarification we need to make. So, restorative magic are not all healing spells. Healing spells are not the heal spell, because so in older editions you had heal, you had mass heal or communal heal, lesser healing, moderate healing, greater healing, which only restore hit points. Now you have healing word, just heal, I guess.
Yes.
So, what are you referring to when you say things regenerate?
Lesser restoration, but like restoration.
Okay, restoration is not a healing spell in my mind. I would argue that.
Okay.
Because it does not give you health points. But it is restorative magic. And I know that's semantic, but I guess that's where I get to be pedantic a little bit, because I play too many healers. If you go into a fight
on the healing spell list, so it's a healing spell.
Yes, but if I said, "Oh, I got healing magic," and then we went into a fight and you got bit by a dragon and you're like, "Heal me," I'm like, "Oh, I only have lesser restoration." You'd be pissed off, right? That's not what you said. My favorite one, Jump Rope used to do this. Not take healing spells and only take Revivify and Animate Dead. It's like, and you gotta go down first. It's like, what? It's like, you gotta go down first, and then I can heal you. It's like, son of a bitch. Here we go.
Also would like to add about when you were talking about the heal spell. It also ends blindness, deafness, and any disease afflicting the target.
That's different.
So in addition of the 70 hit points, you can split it between different people.
Oh, the heal spell?
Yes, the heal spell.
Okay. The spell heal is a better way to say it, I think.
Yes.
Healing
That's what I thought you were meaning. It's like, do you mean the heal spell? The
No.
6 spell?
No. That's what I'm saying. Not all healing spells are... I guess lesser... What's it called now? I don't even know what it's called by the anymore. Cure light wounds? Yeah.
I think it's just cure wounds.
Cure wounds. Now that it has a... Now that you can, upcast spells and stuff.
Yeah. It's a first level spell. So, 1d8 hit points. Plus your spell mod.
Lesser healing. I had a character with a limp for an accident in their youth, and the cleric player decided to forcefully correct the issue because evidently to them my character was a liability.
So I would like to...
I feel like you're trying to give a universal explanation for a video game mechanic in tabletop RPGs. Yes. I mean, like, so tabletop RPGs and video games are the same. Except that tabletop RPGs have unbound limitations. So I have a background in video game development that is focused around mechanic development. Like that's what you have to look at. And that is the same in tabletop RPGs. Things have to be balanced, things have to make sense, and things have to have continuity within themselves for mechanics to feel good. And that's both for tabletop RPGs and video games. So I gave this guy way too much Chad Shin.
If I was wrong with the name of the spell, it was regenerate, which does also heal hit points.
Oh, what does the heal spell do then? Just heals, communal heal heals everybody.
I already said the heal spell.
Well, then what are you talking about with regenerate?
When I said restoration.
Oh, okay. I understand.
About healing limbs back.
Yeah. The DM didn't do anything, but yeah, so it happened and killed some sort of character flaws with one healing spell. And so that, and how that, I don't see why that would heal them. Because I would assume that, like I said, that's stat damage. If you have a limp, that's not a healing spell. And if it's a perpetual thing, like, are then they claiming that whatever you had was wow, this face is horrible. Hold on. Yeah, I wouldn't have allowed that. I mean, that would be a like restoration at a minimum and regeneration at the maximum. To be able to do that. And you as a character can reject that because it has to be a willing creature. Otherwise, you get a save for it. And if they did it without you saving for it, or with you saving for it, then yeah, then that's a thing. That's a thing you can do to people. Imagine if D&D was annoyingly accurate. Yeah, that's why we don't do that, Oliver. Not fun.
If you want that, there are systems for that.
Yep. You die of dysentery. He didn't want to play this.
Didn't know that.
The weird thing about that is if you had a flaw that was limiting your movement and your players got rid of that flaw, like that's a legit thing. Like I'm fine with that. If they use, like I said, use regenerate or equivalent spell slottage, not just a random heal spell. But I don't know. I think that's okay. If you didn't want to, like I said, you don't have to be a willing player, and then it's an evil act that they're doing to you, so that's fun. And at that point, you burn the party down or leave. I have an issue with roleplay choices with mechanical downsides. That's weird. I think roleplay choices with mechanical downsides are great. Looks like my favorite thing about D&D. Can't remember what this guy was supposed to be.
An earth kineticist.
Kineticist, okay. Kineticist.
Big old rock fists.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make this more rock fisty.
Because you can use your elemental blast as a melee attack,
That's pretty dope.
which lets you add your strength mod to the damage.
I think I just got tricked into drawing Doomfist. I think Doomfist was bald, though.
I believe he was.
Did a player purposely say there's Eric Cooker has wing clips? I mean, yeah, that's a choice. I run into a lot of people that like play characters with missing limbs and stuff because they want like mechanical arms, and I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that. You just gotta be really careful that you're not fetishizing anything. That's when things become issues. Stolen Valor and all that. I don't know what this pose is. I've lost sight of this pose. I wanted it to be like, I got distracted with the arm when I did the arm and the head completely separate. I wanted it to be like from the top, that would put his fist like up here. Yeah, that kind of works. Is Elemental Whip a thing? That'd be pretty cool. Fire Whip! I was thinking Doomfist.
Technically could with... So there's a first level feat called Weapon Infusion, where you can turn your elemental blast into like a temporary weapon.
Okay, that's cool.
And one of it could... So basically you can describe it any way you want. So a whip is a possibility.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you can add like different weapon traits to set attack, like trip or reach.
We're gonna do a big stone sword then. The game ended with a ton of drama and lost 2 friends at it. Don't think I'll go back to that. Yeah, I mean that sucks, and I'm sorry to hear that, but not all D&D games work with all people. I've definitely played with some people that it's just like, I don't enjoy this. and I have games where certain people just can't play with each other because they want completely different things out of the game. Of course, I've also played with people that it's just like, I don't want to play with them, but I'll suck it up because other friends want to play with them, and it's like, that's fine. That's fine too. It's all about your comfort level. I love the first time DMs that then get trolled by their friends until they just kill their characters. It's like, yep, Yep, this is what I have to deal with every week. Don't be a troll, people. Everyone's trying to have fun. Alright, I think I'm done with this one. I'm not sure what else to do with this. His arm got a little bit away from me. I like the core concept, I'm just not sure what I'm doing with it. Blah!
What are you muttering about?
I'm struggling with this picture.
Oh.
It's not doing what I want. Not doing what I want.
Do what I want. Paloma walks into a bar. I don't know if a Galoma would go into a bar.
Walks into a bar. Yeah, I think Galomas probably drink alone at home.
Yep.
Away from all the two-eyed monsters that exist.
Unless it was a Galoma specific bar, then maybe.
I could see that. It's just like off in the back alley somewhere. It's got a sign that says like 6i minimum.
No eyes, no service.
Yeah. How are you doing today? Drawing arms and positioning them can be frustrating. Yep. If it's a higher level spell, you arbitrarily set a high level spell cost on a flavor choice. I don't know what that. I'm really confused about what you guys are arguing about because it really sounds like people drama sucks, and that really doesn't have anything to do with D&D except that like shitty people are shitty. I guess is one way to say it. And so you can do all kinds of fun things with flaws and depriments and player choices. But if people aren't having fun, then it doesn't matter what mechanics you're fiddling with. People just people are the problem. Like, you need to be able to talk to people about what you want out of a game. And if two people are conflicting, you need to deal with that directly and not have it be part of the, like, you can't do that. That's not blah. It's like, I want to play the character this way. If you don't want me to play this character this way, then we should not play together, or we should play different things. That's just how it is. What would a Squid Man drink? I should have my Genie Warlock cards she casts spells be made from. Ivory seems boring. Should be made of leather? I mean, depends on the flavor of your character, like.
What type of genie are they?
Yeah.
Or like, well, their patron is. Because if they're, say, they're in a free, you could have like
Probably
brass
metal?
cards.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I'd go brass with that. Brass would be good. If they're a druid, paper is fine. Paper and leaves, like kind of a maybe more of a hempen type thing. If they're an elf,
Okay,
like if they live in elf town, it'd probably be more of a high end paper. You know, like there's a lot of kinds. Desert and earth genie. Yeah, so if you're looking at desert, you're probably looking at like a thicker parchment cardboard. Maybe you could even do something like cuneiform tablets. That'd be really cool if they were just like actual tiles.
yeah. Also, you could still make the argument for metal if you want to use metal, because.
But also at the same time, like, why do they have to be made out of anything weird? Like, just make them out of paper. Make them out of a special paper, or a paper that's infused with, you know, what's the Egyptian paper called? Papyrus?
Papyrus.
Made out of reeds. I really like the way it looks. But there's lots of fun stuff you can do, but like you don't have to break the mold with it.
Yeah.
A grisly-looking male human priest of a god of strength and endurance, reading his holy book. Buff cleric. All right, we can do that. Bruff.
Church of Swallowtude.
Yep. What color are we going for? Green?
I see. Oh, yeah, green. For some reason, it was showing me red, but when I clicked that, it was green. I'm like, oh,
okay. Breaking news, I rubbed my cat's belly. Nice.
and fell off the couch.
I'm a little worried about Skip Cat. He has decided that he's going to live on the pile of laundry in my floor. And it's clean laundry, so I want to put it away, but I don't want to get rid of his new spot. Oh well. Alright. Swole Cleric, huh? Kind of want to just draw. What's his name? Shoot. Armstrong? Armstrong.
Alex Louise Armstrong.
Ever seen a Swole Wizard meme? I haven't. I'd like to see it. I think I might play a little Baldur's Gate later and make a buff wizard and see how it goes. Should I give him the beard? I guess this is a cleric. This isn't a wizard. It's a cleric.
Alex gonna have beards.
Yeah. But not like long, shaggy wizard beards. I mean, they can, but not normally how I draw.
Because all your clerics are covered in a mask.
Yep. I was rereading The Hobbit. I'm rereading The Hobbit again. And I forgot that, like, when the goblins sneak in and kidnap all the dwarves, Bilbo wakes up and, like, just screams because he sees the goblins. And that's enough for Gandalf to wake up and instantly cast Lightning Bolt on two goblins. Just, like, evaporate them. And then when they drag the goblins down, they're like, their stupid wizard just lightning bolted some of our friends. It's like, holy shit. Gandalf does not fuck around.
I mean, in the movies he does. A lot.
Yeah, he's older. He's older in the Lord of the Rings. Curly handlebar mustache. Makes sense. I think we'll try that. Maybe we'll give him mutton chops instead of a beard.
Worst type of facial hair.
Did you say the worst kind of facial hair?
Yep.
I mean,
one of two. The other one is a soul patch. I'm just like, oh,
Well-
just shave that off.
Well,
You have a soul patch.
And yeah, and sideburns. It's great. I don't have the weird hipster shit though. I just have 90s punk stuff. It's like Eggman, but ripped. I want to show off his muscles, but I also want to give him like chainmail or something. Can't decide. I haven't drawn abs in a while. Let's draw some abs.
Who needs armor when you have abs of steel?
So pro, yeah. Thoughts on a fez hat? Why does he look so angry? I don't know. I think you might be projecting that yourself.
Nippy today.
Yeah. New video out. Go watch the new video. Like, comment, subscribe. I think people can't actually talk in chat unless they're subscribed, so that's that. Go check out the new video. Got cats in it. I looks confused. How to magic. What day is it? Wednesday.
It's the 9th.
His holy symbol is just like a barbell. My God's all about getting jacked, yo. Right, there's a joke in there somewhere about getting swole for Jesus and the innuendo that creates. Been around too many weird Christian groups in my life. Guys, I don't think you thought that through. Worked out at the library. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Major Armstrong. That's what I was talking about earlier. I thought it would be funny. Maybe he's got like a giant honk tattooed on his chest. I need to get better at drawing abs. This I know. This is a known issue. I'm gonna just have to get abs so I can use myself as reference.
I was gonna make the joke, but I was like, nah. That'll be nice.
I only know how to draw squishy, soft-bodied dudes. My dad bod is showing. Signature move, Rapture Knuckles. That's hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled egg, man.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
I don't know, what would this guy's name be? I mean, if Jonas was here, he'd just say his father Forthill, which we could just go with. Father Forthill's a long-running gag on this show. The beef cleric.
I don't know, I'm just like thinking of Hans.
Hans and Franz.
Hans von Strangle.
Father Hans von Strangle.
Yep.
The pastor pulverizer. No, that's innuendo again. I'm happy with that.
Oh, that's a worse one.
Yeah.
Oh. Like how absurd. Yeah, I think people saying Brahm or Armstrong has like colored my image of this character. Is like I can only think of like German and Austrian names.
We are here to pump you up. Let's try this one more time. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I've lost it. Lost my thoughts. 21. Human wizard who casts spells with her 20 strength, but is not dumb. The dice god are cruel today. So now we're drawing a buff wizard.
Oh.
A non-dumb
Sure.
buff wizard. Yep. Delete row. What color are we doing? Blue? Blur? Girl of the blur? Elvin, hello. We just want to bump you up. So good. So good. Just lingering today. Sounds about right. Okay. Buff bodybuilding wizard. Here we go.
Said you always want to do a stir wizard.
I think I'm gonna take a break, and instead of eating lunch today, I'm gonna try to make a stir wizard.
Just stream that into Discord.
This is gonna be almost the exact same picture.
With more beard.
Well, this is a lady, so probably less beard.
Oh.
But we could do more beard. Give her like big poofy hair. I saw a YouTube short yesterday about the elder Weasley brother in Harry Potter.
The narc?
So here's where the story goes. I don't remember that he existed. And they kept showing all these clips, and I felt like I felt Mandela effect. I'm like, that person wasn't in Harry Potter. It's like, what the hell are you talking
Was
about?
he the one with scars on his face?
Maybe? I think so, yeah. It's like Bill? I think it was Bill.
Yeah.
Weasley?
So he doesn't show up until the very last movies.
Okay, that's why then. Because, like,
He's only ever mentioned, like, twice in the entire series other than the last.
Charlie
movies.
is the oldest. I don't remember Charlie either. It was very strange because I was just like, who the fuck is this?
Because there's, like, one of them who's, like, one of the head boys, which is such a weird name.
Yeah, I think that was Bill too, isn't it?
And
Maybe it
then,
was
like,
Charlie.
he goes and works for the Ministry of Magic, and McCann becomes a narc.
Yeah, I saw a thing that were like, he's the most powerful Weasley child. And I'm like, what? What is this? 2. Who? What the fuck are you talking about? It was very strange. The Harry Potter lore is apparently not as good as it used to be.
Well, there wasn't any lore until, like, halfway through the book series.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably Bill.
I think
That
it
they
was
were
Bill
talking
who
about.
they were talking about, yeah. Sounds right.
He's the one who's like worked with dragons and stuff like that.
Wasn't Percy the narc? I don't remember.
Yeah, Percy's the narc.
Okay, I remember the book saying that Bill like. What? Oh, I have like okay. He might be a werewolf. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Son of Mad Eye Mooney. That could be interesting. Like the character or the player, actor. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Charlie's the oldest. I don't know who Charlie is either. I thought one of them died. I mean, like I know the twin brother dies, but I thought one of the other ones died too.
Charlie is not the oldest. I'm looking at the family tree.
Okay.
Because I was like, there's too many of them. They're like Irish Catholics.
Yeah.
Too many kids.
I think that was the joke and/or
offensive
stereotype, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, he doesn't show up like until like the very end of the movies.
But Charlie was the one that worked with dragons. Maybe.
I think you're right. There's like one of them who lives in Romania and works with dragons, and it's a whole deal in the first movie and book.
YouTube's gonna flag me for two sexy wizards. Sometimes you just got a 1-2Z in your life, you know? Those guys had a run. Like, they just hit super popularity real fast and then just disappeared. Partied real hard.
Burn bright, burn quick.
Yep. Both ends.
I mean, they may have just like stopped making music. They
One of them tried. One of them made more by himself, and it just wasn't as popular. Can't remember their names. Doesn't really matter. What is music for a summer? Okay, we gotta show off the buffness, but I think I need to give her some clothes, otherwise I'm gonna yell at her. So, wizard, she needs robes. Look, a really low cut. No, I don't like that. Leotard. Yeah, we might just do it like the spandex thing. Okay. She got like a weight belt on. So that'd be up pretty high, but whatever. Usually after a franchise success, they push too hard and then it becomes off. They were going to make a TV show about the books. Are you talking about Harry Potter? Because I think they're making a bunch of stuff, yeah. Baseline concept for a wizard is basically a STEM major. I like to explore what wizards of other interests would be. Yeah, that could be fun. The universe itself is interesting, but it's not fleshed out enough. So I would definitely like to know more. Buff Witch. I like it.
I'd like to say something else.
Alright. I think that's done. She needs like one more curl right here. So far, I'm only one to like the stream. Well, that's sad. 17. What's the next one here? Small and shy. The fish thing again. Small and shy loach, I guess. With a missing. Norwin! I'm calling you out. I need words that are not the scientific terms. I assume an operculum is a fin? This disrupts the stream because I have to stop and go look stuff up. So I think I might just make a rule about if I have to like actively try to figure out what this is, then I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you know things, and I don't want to discourage your vocabulary or biological pursuits because those are great, and I'm glad that you know things. I need dumb words. Yep. I need the dumb words. A structure that closes or covers an aperture. Gill cover. What? So it's a loach with a missing gill?
Okay.
I don't know how to draw that.
Reroll?
I mean, the dice gods have chosen, which they're mean to me, it feels like, but like, I think this is the last one. And we gotta get the... I'll draw more fish. I will draw more fish. The dice gods have spoken. Graphics context was lost, and you need to reload. That's not good. Shakes fist at sky. Is my Arctic wolf on the list? I believe so. Yep. I believe it is. Okay, let's end that. Do purple. I gotta look at this loach again.
flathead catfish.
Yeah. Per the rules, it has not broken any of the rules. It's just
Mean.
It's just mean to me. I feel like I'm being picked on. I had somebody in chat once say, like, I'm gonna think of some real weird shit for you next week. And it's like, please don't. Like, I like drawing normal things. Like, I don't need the challenge. I don't think I need the challenge. 1 fish per month.
I don't know if they're ever here for the streams. I'm gonna call that out. I don't think they're ever here for streams anymore.
I've seen it. They've been around. And they definitely they comment on the videos and stuff, so I do appreciate their interactions for sure. Just need the dumb words.
Yep.
I need the dumb words. How do I make this a rogue? That's the next question. You know what? I'm gonna get back in the only way I know how, and I'm gonna make it real chunky.
Are those weird catfish people in Final Fantasy 14?
Oh, I don't know what they're called, but I hate them.
Oh. Like, design-wise or just, like, personality-wise?
There's one of them. Oh, wait, are you talking about the Sahagin, or are you talking about the guy that's actually a catfish?
There's, like, little catfish people. Like,
yeah, like they look kind of like what I'm drawing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So there's one, and he constantly steals shit from you, and I hate him. Him as a character. Yeah. He's just super annoying. And it sidetracks the story every time he shows up, because it's like, oop, now we gotta go do stuff. And it's like, no, I want to keep going. I want to keep reading the storyline. Would a mermaid count as a fish? No. You should go make a GoFundMe for a fish. That would help, yeah. Yeah, how am I gonna do? Like, what happens if you remove a fish's gills? You just see the gills hanging out?
Like the gill plate?
I think it's the gill plate. So like the gills should still be here.
Yeah, but I feel like they would just drown. Not drown, but
yeah, I don't know how that would work with a fish. Can they still? Can they go? I was gonna say, can they still do the sucky on the water thing? To get the water in their lungs? Justice for my mermaid, then. She keeps getting bullied. Yeah, talk to your players, man. I give Lars a lot of shit for his characters. So maybe I need to talk to Lars about that. I guess they wouldn't have scaled. It would just be a fish. Okay, there we go. Rogue Loach. Broken go plate. Norman, I hope you watch this. Give me the dumb words. I need to know very, very curtly what it is you want me to draw without having to Google 2 or 3 words, please. That's my request. If I have to Google whatever it is that you're trying to get me to draw, I'm not going to draw it anymore. That's not true. I probably will, but like, just give me a break. Give me a break, people. Okay. What is the deal with the dancing lights you mentioned in your Gloma video? So dancing lights is a little weird, because of the way it's worded. The lights can't move so far away from each other without breaking. So dancing lights is technically a spline, like a spline with 4 points on it, that you can like maneuver into different things. But the problem is like how it moves and when it moves doesn't work for a system. It's finicky. It's super finicky, and when you're trying to do something like play on a mat board, you just have to be very vague. Be like, my lights are going to follow me, or my lights are going to be over here, or one light near each person, and then you just kind of forget about it. And when you're drawing in like a VTT, it's a lot easier to see the ramifications of it, and then it's super hard to kind of maneuver. So dancing lights is just it's a pain in the butt regardless of how you're playing the game, unless you're doing it completely in the theater of the mind and you can just say like, I don't know, they're around me within 10 feet and they just move passively instead of you having to move them. So like it's really up to your DM to just kind of hand wave whatever works to make the game easier. But something like the light spell is just so much more versatile than dancing lights, and I'm not sure why those two things are comparable. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So dancing lights is just super weird. I thought you were drawing his chest armor, but you made him so tiny. Yeah, he's a little he's a little rogue. So we use theater of the mind. Yeah. What would be cannibalism for shifters? Cannibalism is the act of eating your own kind. So if you are a human that is a were-human, eating humans. The curse does not make you a wolf. You are still a human that is cursed with lycanthropy. So.
Though there's also, I guess you could argue, a more lax interpretation in fantasy stuff where it's like any
Humanoids.
sapient and sentient creatures.
Yeah.
If you eat them.
And I'm fine with that too, because like, yeah, turtles feel a little weird. Like minotaurs, do minotaurs get mad when you eat cows? It's like, I don't know. Do we get mad when people eat cows? Like, what's the difference? What's the difference between a human and a cow man in relation to a cow? So, I would argue, no, that's not cannibalism. Just like us eating, I don't know, eating a monkey, that's kind of the closest thing. I know that's a cultural thing. Is that cannibalism? No, but it's maybe a little too weird, a little too close for comfort.
Yeah.
That's the fish. I really like this picture. So I do want to draw more Loach, but please, for my own sanity, don't make me Google stuff. Okay. That's my whining and moaning for the day. 20. Soul Knife Red Cap Girl. I like it. Small, short, to the point. Plus, it's a red cap.
I was gonna ask, can red caps be girls? I've only ever seen male.
I don't know. Like, I've never seen a female gnome, like, garden gnome variety gnome in D&D. So
I have.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. I was meaning, like, I've actually seen, like, little garden female gnomes.
Yeah,
before.
I have too. But, like, the red cap is kind of based off that, so if that kind of gnome is viable as a female, I would say that red caps would as well. Actually, yeah, they are, because they talk about I think there was something about them raising kids in the book that I was reading, so I might have to look back into that.
Interesting.
Like red caps dating is pretty brutal.
It's like cats.
Yeah.
Don't Google that.
Is the offspring of a werewolf genetically different enough to eat humans and not count as cannibalism? No, it's still a human.
Yeah. Because if you're born a were creature, you're still the ancestry of your parents.
Yeah. There are, like, the shifter race is supposed to be the rate, like, the scions of were creatures, far enough down that, like, they have control over the curse. But it's still a curse. They're still whatever they were beforehand.
Yeah, and there's also like the Beastkin and
Yeah.
Pathfinder, which are the same. They're just...
Yeah. So yes, all that is cannibalism. Per our discussion of the greater humanoids.
Yeah. If the subtype is humanoid, probably cannibalism.
Yep. Close enough. I want to hear your rant about lighting. Yeah, I've been thinking about making a video about it, but it would be a pain in the ass to animate, so I haven't. I almost stopped the Dilemma video and made that and gave up on it. One of the reasons it took so long. I did like 3 other video concepts before I finished this one because I was like, I should just talk about this. I should just talk about this. I should just talk about this. No, I need to finish this video first.
Did you write down any of those things?
Some of them, yeah. What?
Also, Mei-chan, is that a suggestion that you typed in?
If you're born a werewolf, you are not human per remove curse. Why not? Because of the bloodline thing? If you're born a werewolf, yes, you are. But if you're born a shifter, no, you're not. Like, that's the difference. It's a semantic difference, but it's a difference. Like, being born and, like, touched by a curse is a different thing than being born with a curse.
Also, I believe Mei-chan had a suggestion that you
Didn't
typed
it
in a
Earth Genasi Cleric? Okay. Bestow and remove curse are level 3, so it would technically turn someone into something like a vampire, or no? Vampirism I don't think is a curse. Maybe it is? Yeah, I can see that being a curse, I guess.
Yeah. Because there's like, you could easily make the argument that lycanthropy and vampirism are like both curses and diseases.
Yeah. And then you just have to decide which one you want to play it as.
Yeah.
I cast remove curse on the vampire. 1, DC. 2, do they, like, 1, not a willing creature. So you have the DC of hitting them with it, and then 2, the DC of them actually resisting the spell if they want to get rid of it or not. And even then, I don't know if it would get rid of it completely. It might just have it suppress it.
Mm-hmm.
Depending. Because, like, they're dead. That's the other thing is, like, it says target 1 living creature. They're dead. So I don't know if you can even target them with it.
Because vampires are undead. Unless you want to maybe say, like, a Dampier, which is like a half vampire is cursed with it, then maybe because they're still living.
Yeah. That would go back to the shifter thing.
Yeah.
And that's usually why it has the willing creature on it. What was this? A red cap? Oh, soul knife. Yeah.
Laser daggers.
I was thinking like size. I'm gonna do like laser size. Scythes.
Sickles.
Sickles. Nope, I don't like that. I want to do like big head, tiny body. Big hips, but it doesn't look quite right. Could do ice axes. Ice axes are not a soul knife, though. Or does not a soul knife make?
Though a toy will let someone reflavor their stuff with code damage and with
Yeah.
ice axes.
What about the reborn lineage? Like on the undead? I don't think undead is a curse.
Yeah.
Stop spinning your cursor, just use the moment as inherited via the offspring. And that goes back to, like I said, like the touch thing, right? Like it's someone who's been corrupted by something, which I don't know if is a curse. And I would argue that at that point, you could like, if you had a strong enough wizard or a strong enough spell, you could remove that blightedness from you, be a human. That goes like all the way down to like Dragonborn, right? Like if you wanted to do a ritual to remove the dragon aspect of you to be a human, I'd totally let somebody try that. But it would be a really high DC, and you'd probably need some like wish level spell magic to make it happen. Creating a completely different creature by inputting a secondary gene vector. Yeah, you can't use genes when you're talking about splicing magical shit in D&D, because at that point, like, it just doesn't work like that. Nothing works like that. So, gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit. What's that?
Having flashbacks to the earlier years of our Discord of the various half races that people were constantly bringing up.
Yep. Make them
it's like half gnome, half dog. It's like, no, just stop.
Yep. Yeah, and the other thing I've done in the past is like if it is something that you're inherited with, or it's a really high level spell, like I said about the vampire things, if you cast remove curse, it just suppresses it. Like if it is half of who you are, which it's not because it's curse, it might not be something that you can get rid of, and I'm fine with that. Oh. But you should still, if someone wants to burn a spell slot, give them, you have a day of not having the effects of that, and you appear to be a regular human, right? Pardon me for trying to science up magic. Yeah. Nothing in the book says something has to be half human. Yeah. But then, I mean, that's where I'm getting at. It's like if we actually had genetic makeups for the like cat folk, right? Probably wouldn't be able to breed with humans, period. It's too different. So magic had to be incorporated in there somewhere for any of that to make any sense. So I don't think it's worth thinking too hard about the genetics of it, because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It's a game, people.
It's a game, yeah. I have to draw the suspension of disbelief there, or it gets into a shouting match of insanity real fast. I don't remember what red caps look like. Little shirt? Little red
I
cap.
guess they have iron shoes.
Iron shoes. Yep. Yep. Bloody hat. Should we do one knife and one sickle, or should we just do?
I know there's some red caps in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, red caps are great. Imagine me ringing Born and
Spoilers.
getting one shot by remove curse. Yeah, it's cosmic. That's the thing. It's like I don't think you would get. I don't think you could be killed by remove curse. Remove curse does not have the power to necessarily kill anything. That's not its intent.
Yeah.
Books aren't set in stone, so it's up to DM interpretations. Yeah. Science versus magic, David. Exactly. Yeah, if you want to apply scientific consequences to the world of magic, then you have to do it uniformly across the mythos, and there's a lot that you have to take into account. So, if you do want to do that, best of luck. I guess the soul knife doesn't necessarily have them floating. I always want to use I always try to make like daggers and throw them, because I think that's cool. Throwing psychic daggers. But I guess you could just wield them, right?
Yeah.
You could just wield them like a plebe.
So you can throw them.
Yeah.
And teleport.
Red caps guard gnomes with sharp teeth. Yeah. Lots of edged weapons. Maybe we'll just have a bunch of daggers floating around her. I think that makes sense. I do like the ice aspect of it too, but I also might be a little overkill.
As a giant pair of spectral garden shears.
Yeah, actually that sounds pretty cool. If you eat meat, what's your favorite? This question is directed at everyone. I don't know if I have a favorite meat. What happened to my music? Why did my music stop? Play all tracks.
Chicken or fish. I don't really eat a lot of pork or beef anymore.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of pork at all. I kind of not supposed to, but I just don't. My doctor has told me
I would argue.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Does fish count? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like fish counts as meat. Sorry.
My doctor basically told me to just stop eating red meat. So that's what I do.
Just stop eating.
Yeah, essentially. That's how it feels sometimes. An interesting thing about, we were just talking about like scientific crap in D&D, like the physics in the D&D world are different. They just are. Like the amount of weight people can carry and or jump and or move. They're not only locked by the mechanics of the game. So like the game mechanics themselves don't follow their own continuity because of balancing. But then beyond that, they're not ours. They're not world at all. So you could definitely go through and like figure all that shit out, but I don't want to do it.
Also, this is D&D doesn't take place on Earth. Maybe they just have different physics there.
No, they do, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's totally different. I do like some salmon. Salmon's pretty good. Yeah. I like chicken a lot. I make a lot of chicken adobo. Chicken adobo is like my weekly. I make a whole bunch of it. Just kind of go to town, put it on whatever.
How do you not get bored with it?
I make different things.
It's still just chicken adobo.
I mean, how do you not get sick of cereal?
I barely have cereal.
Okay. I know people that eat cereal like every day. Every day.
Yeah.
It's like, do something different. But like, I don't know, as a cook, I can make tacos. I can make just like rice bowls with it. I can make barbecue sandwiches out of it. You can put it on salad. You can put it on in like noodle, like a pho soup. You can eat it with crackers on cheese. You can have fruit with it. Like, you can do all kinds of. It's just chicken. It's just chicken that is cooked. So.
Well, I know, but it's like what I mean is like, how do you not get tired of the flavor of adobo?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just not. I put different flavorings on it and stuff, so it's not something I get bored with. Because like, it's just like, how do you make your chicken breast when you make chicken breast? Do you make it different every time you cook it, or do you just cook it and then put stuff on it? Because like, if I'm making a chicken Caesar, or if I'm making chicken for a pasta, or chicken for just a regular salad, or for a sandwich, I pretty much just bake it the same way every time. So it's all about what you eat it with. It's all about what you eat it with. I eat honey nut cornflakes every morning and still tastes delicious. Yeah, so it's just like that to me is, I don't like it. I don't like eating the cereal every morning. And like when I make eggs, I have eggs every morning for breakfast, but like I cook them different from time to time. So if I get bored of it, I just don't make it. I just make something else. So it's not like the only thing I eat.
I know when you talk about it, it seems like it is the only thing you eat.
Well, so I make chicken adobo on like Sundays. Sunday nights, I go and I buy like a whole flat of chicken thighs, and I just throw them in the cooker and I make chicken adobo. So it's like it's cured chicken at that point, and it lasts all week. And I probably have it 3 or 4 meals out of the week. That's not days, just 3 or 4 meals out of the week. So like,
Okay.
yeah, it's not a super amount. I'll have it like, basically it's my lunches. Instead of having like a turkey sandwich for lunch, I just have chicken adobo, because it has less salt in it. How I make it. Ken. Human woman battle master fighter with protection fighting style. That was weird. Fighting style? Yeah. Unknowingly on the path to becoming a goddess of wisdom. Oh, cool. Wisdom, war, and protection. All right. Let's do a quick poll.
Athena.
Does sound like Athena. Actually, I like that. Maybe we'll do Athena. Athena themed. Chicken apple. Pourrier? Is the name? Chicken with peppers? Problem is, writers didn't care about the laws of physics when writing mechanics. You can make a character break the sound barrier, basically laws. Narrative and physics be damned. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a game. it's a video game. It's a board game. The mechanics are more important than making the physics work.
Yeah, because every Wood Elf monk will be out here breaking the sound barrier every time they just move.
When I was younger, I was like, what do you mean I can only attack once in a round? That's stupid. I can fire an arrow way faster than that. And so I went outside and I fired as many arrows as I could in 6 seconds. I think I got quite a few. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was more than one. And then I was like, the accuracy is shit though. So like okay, fine, I get it. I read that somewhere the creator of cornflakes was a health nut and wanted to stop fun things from happening in cereal be bland as fuck. Kind of, yeah. He thought it would stop people from masturbating if they ate really boring cereal. That is 100% truth.
He ran a sanitarium. Technically, it was his brother. So, whole complicated thing.
Yeah.
They went into business, but the brother was the one who made the cereal. Because it was like a weird mold thing that happened, and it's like, oh, okay.
I think they just crushed
Delicious.
them. They squished them, right?
I can't remember how it was. It was literally an accident, and it's just,
I think
they served it and people liked it.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to make crushed oats, and they did something weird to it, and it made the flakes.
Yeah. Because it was Kellogg's.
Yeah.
They were one of those clean living type of.
Super repressed mofos.
Mm-hmm.
I want. Let's look at.
Yeah, it's like hard tech made with like meat byproducts and
What?
bone meal.
What are you talking about?
Dog food.
Oh, dog. Okay.
Lots of corn and like meat byproducts kind of just smushed together.
Oh boy. I don't remember how noses work anymore. My brain is fried.
Look in the mirror.
No.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
It was mean to tell me to look in the mirror.
Yes.
What number am I on the list? I don't know. I remove people's names, and I'm not going to stop to look, because we still have like 20 something on the list. 23 left. Roll the dice, and the dice gods decide. You make. Shush, I don't know what that is. Shashushka?
Ashuka?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
It's baked eggs in like a spicy tomato sauce.
No, I don't make that. It sounds almost like a bolognese sauce, almost. No, not bolognese sauce. That's not right. That's meat. Carbonara.
Pomodoro? Oh.
Sounds almost like a carbonara.
Carbonara
Doesn't
like...
have tomatoes, though.
Nope.
It's just egg.
Egg and cheese. Yeah, it's literally just like, you take, like, crushed tomatoes with peppers, and, like, you cook them a bit in a pan, then you crack eggs, stick it in the oven, pull it out.
Oh, okay. So it's almost like a quiche.
Yeah.
I hate quiche.
Well, also no, it's because you don't mix the whole thing up. It's just you make little divots and crack eggs in, and don't mix it up.
Jenkins asked us very much. Norman, hello. Thanks very much for completing my character of the fishes. Something given we're missing them. Okay. I'm sorry I yelled earlier. If you go back and watch it, there was a lot of rage. I forgot that you did have to do that, didn't you? You had to give the fishies away. Hope they're doing well in their new home. But I need dumb words. I need not scientific words. You're welcome, Norn. I hope you like what I did draw. Even though I complained a bunch about it. Complaining is my right. It's every soldier's God-given right is to complain.
There you go, Rick.
You found a picture of it?
That's Shashuka.
Oh, weird.
It's kind of like an Arab, North African,
right.
Israeli dish.
I love me a poached egg, and I love me a like a fried egg. But really, I think I just like pepper. Pepper and soft yellow eggs. It's great.
Heck, you may like this then.
Yeah, maybe. There are a few things that I'm not super fond of. I'll eat pretty much anything. Can't get past the smell of eggs to try them. That's surprising. I eat a lot of eggs. I stopped eating eggs for a while when I got sick in an attempt to see if that would change my blood pressure and stuff. And yeah, I didn't know what to eat, so I just stopped eating in the morning. I was like, I guess I'll have fruit. Just eat some fruit. I'm watching the part where draw the load. Sorry for request bothered you. I tried using common words for it, but Wikipedia was also just saying... Yeah, I don't know what that would be. I think we... gill flap? Missing their gill cover.
Gill cover?
Yeah, that was what we came up with. But, So yeah. That was my ELE rant for the day. Which doesn't matter. Yeah, I had to look it up. Maybe we were asking, like, is a fish survivable without the gill flap? Because I thought it needed to close the gills to, like, create the suction for the thing. Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are super bad for you.
Super delicious.
Well, super delicious, but they're, like, they have almost no nutritional value. Sorry, and thank you again. Yeah, no problem. It's fine. I really, as much as I complain, it's fine. If I didn't want to draw it, I wouldn't put it on the list. You know who you are. There's some people that break the rules quite constantly. Pop-Tarts are awful, but they taste so good. Yeah, they're bad for you. I used to eat them all the time. Pop-Tarts will kill you, but so will bears. Yeah, I don't recommend trying to have bears for breakfast, so... Having braces killed my sweet tooth. I can see that. Talking about Pop-Tarts like they're fresh pie. I used to really like those weird little apple pie things.
Like the half moon hand pies?
Oh, no. Maybe. Like, yeah, they're kind of like little pierogies full of fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand them.
They're so saccharine.
Yeah.
I just kind of love it.
Like, the crust is needlessly saccharine. It's just...
Oh yeah, they're dipped in a sugary coating.
Yeah.
Isn't the point of breakfast to preemptively load up on fat, carbs, and sugar? I don't know anymore. I mean, for most people, you don't really need to eat breakfast. I definitely function better with food. But there's a reason intermittent fasting works, and it's because we don't have, you're not working in a factory anymore. Most people can
Or on a farm.
Or on a farm, yeah. Most people can go most of the day before they start eating. What happened to it being the most important meal of the day? Oh, you were lied to by the big breakfast people.
But it's mainly because people were really only allowed to eat like 3 times a day. Because it's like how the work thing in schools was. Like, fill up for breakfast, have a light lunch, and then...
Big dinner.
Yep.
Don't listen to me, I'm a YouTuber. Go talk to your nutritionist.
Yep. They
Everybody
say
is
you need to
different.
be eating.
Everybody is different. Can't draw circles. What time is it? Well, it's 1:30. Doing alright. We'll probably do another one after this. I'm trying to buzz through these, but man, there's a lot of them. A lot of them today. That's okay. We'll do more on Friday. So. Next question, so what should I do for the next video? I wouldn't mind doing some shorts. Some monster draws or something. Some mini why you should play videos. Even though now you have to make like at least 75,000 to make rent by yourself. That's just for rent and utilities. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Multi-generational homes are not considered normal in the U.S. Everywhere else, that's normal because including Hawaii, but American normalized. Yep. It was cheap for a long time. Missing an upper gloom. The gill flap. Creates problems for breathing, but he was able to compensate it by breathing more often. The actual extension of the mouth creates the water in stream, but the oven closes. Okay. So did you just like breathe backwards through the gill then? Like, I assume that's what caused just backflow or something. Which is interesting. I wanted this to be like a big helmet. Not sure how it would work though. Like a fancy hat. Looks like Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
Oh.
Space is up, so without one, the water cannot flow so effectively, it might flow back. Okay, that's what I thought. Interesting. Well, I'm glad it's still down. Yes, yeah, fish still breathe air. Like, they need oxygen. Pulling oxygen from the water. The gills filter it out. I don't think there's anything that doesn't breathe oxygen. Oxygen is kind of important for life. At least through respiration. Trees, I guess, breathe CO2, breathe out oxygen.
Oxygen is still part of that, though.
Yeah, because trees have... Man, how does that work? Trees do respiration, cactuses do respiration differently.
Yeah.
But they can sequester the carbon out of the CO2 to build trees. I don't know if do they burn the oxygen to create sugars? They have to. Maybe they don't burn
so.
though. That's interesting. I don't remember how that works.
Yeah.
Why do fish suffocate on land? Why don't they drown? Fish suffocate on land because their gills are designed to pull oxygen out of the water, and so when there's too much oxygen, they suffocate, just like we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't filter it out properly.
Because fish can also, like, certain fish, like sharks, you can actually drown them because if they have to constantly stay in motion to filter the water over their gills, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
So if, like, you prevent a shark from moving, it can drown.
I think that is true for some sharks, because sharks are a huge thing,
yeah, genus or family.
At one point in time, I think there were more sharks than anything else in the ocean. Different kinds of sharks, but all sharks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this one. Let's move on to the next one. 4. A female changeling, desert-themed warlock earth genasi who casts spells from cards. Oh, is that? Whose was that? Female changeling. Triangle. True that. We die if we breathe. 100% oxygen. Yeah. Everything is lethal. It's all about the dose. We might call it after this one. So. My brain is going blank. See how I'm feeling.
So it kind of reminds me of a Hank Green thing, where he was talking about how our bodies, when we breathe in, our bodies our brain and stuff doesn't register if we're breathing in the right stuff or not.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is that we're expelling the carbon in our body.
Yeah, we only have a sensor for how much crap is in our blood, which is why CO2 pools, which are a thing, are so dangerous because it'll fill up an area and you'll walk into it and you'll be breathing, and by the time your body's like, oh, there's not enough air here, like you're swimming through a pool of CO2 and can't pull oxygen out of it.
Yep.
It's kind of scary.
Because we're not plants, we can't pull the oxygen out of the carbon. Separate the two.
She's a changeling warlock of a Earth Genie desert-themed cards.
You said Genasi.
I did say Genasi,
Earlier.
but it said Genie. I mean, I'm gonna make her. She's a changeling, so I'm gonna draw, creepy changelings. But how that do,
Yeah.
Kalagon, undead lizardfolk wizard whose head is a skull. That sounds good. Yeah, changelings can be whatever is the problem. So I'm just going to draw them looking like a changeling. That's a rule we have on the channel here. If someone wants to draw a changeling, it's got to be you draw them in their creepy form, because otherwise they should have just been whatever they want to look like. Everybody's a changeling or no one's a changeling. So. I vote no one's a changeling, except for changelings. Freaking crystals. Yeah. Yeah. Plants also breathe oxygen. Yeah, okay. The photosynthesis is a different process, although there are different species of air-breathing fish, like lungfish, labyrinthfish, and some catfish. Yeah. I believe you found your channel less than a year ago. Nice. Well, welcome in. I hope you liked the new video. Came out today. I'm getting into a lot more Pathfinder stuff, so I'm probably going to be doing more Pathfinder content here in the future, but I also kind of just need to see what the hell Wizards is going to do with 5th edition, not 5th edition, blah, 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 blah. Welcome to 6.5, 3 point something. We'll just have to go from there. Okay, Earth Genasi, right?
No.
No.
Earth Genie. Earth Genie Warlock.
Warlock. Not Earth Genasi at all.
Nope.
No rock powers whatsoever.
Unless her Genie patron is given her rock powers.
I don't know how to draw lips. We're looking at the fact that the way plants perspire is the exact opposite of the way animals perspire. I mean, it's I don't think it's lucky. It's kind of cause and effect. One creating one just like allowed the other to do the other. That makes sense. I think the work it used to be completely covered in more CO2 from like volcanoes and stuff. And then algae started finding a way to use that carbon, which created way more oxygen, which then allowed smaller animals, like microscopic animals, to use that, use the oxygen to get bigger. And it's a continual cycle of balancing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's all luck regardless because of mutation, but.
Also living in basically the Goldilocks zone of planets.
Yeah. We're lucky, but if we weren't lucky, we wouldn't be here. So it's like, it's kind of that's the existential shit that I'm not going to worry about right now. The photosynthesis is just the extra thing that they're able to do because of the plasmids, which are symbiotic cyanobacteria. Okay. Actually, they don't what, though? They don't breathe oxygen? The cyanobacteria breathe oxygen? Layman's turn, please. Yeah. Cell breathing is done by the mitochondria, which are present in all eukaryotes. Okay. Which the mitochondria is the thing burning oxygen, right? There's going to be a yard sale this weekend. It's like a citywide yard sale. I think I'm going to go out and try to sell some stickers. If anybody's going around Tequila. Tequila? I think it's Tequila. You might find some Rookzer0 stickers. Got it. Yeah, all the art will be posted in the Discord and Draw tab on the Discord. There's a link down below for that if you'd like. So I believe Origin was created, Better shoehorn in the grand meeting. That's a theory. Haven't seen my video on changelings, I highly recommend watching that. It's more complaining for the day.
I don't really remember you complaining about it too much.
No, I made the video because I kept having to like justify my rage at changelings. People kept suggesting them. And then I had to like give my spiel about my issue with them. I think a lot of people were suggesting because they're like, oh, Rook hates changelings. We'll suggest changelings. Like, I don't hate changelings. I think they're I think they can be a tool of the lazy writer, which I don't appreciate. So I think they're cool, but I also think people kind of lean into them for the wrong reasons.
Like, if I can be a changeling, I don't have to worry about picking a race or background or anything.
It's like, no, you need to do all those things. They're Fae, I believe. Yeah, they should be Fae. There's two ways to look at them. They're either A, Fae changeling creatures that are somewhere between mortal and Fae, and they are essentially Fae creatures that got swapped at birth, or they are doppelgangers, which are way more monstrous, and I would argue way more fun.
The wizards basically wouldn't let Keith Baker add doppelgangers as a playable option, so...
Right. Which is worse, I think. I think it'd be really fun.
Kill someone, get all their memories, take over their life.
Mm-hmm. Terrifying.
Clearly not meant for players.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of the other things. People are like, oh, it'll be fun. I'll be a changeling. I can be whoever I want. I can do whatever. It's like there's a reason that every if you choose to be a doppelganger or a changeling, it's not just as simple as I get to be like gender fluid, which I think is what some people want. It's like people are going to be terrified of you because your race thrives on killing somebody and stealing their identity. That's way different than like, I'm Mystique, I can look like stuff, right? It's like those are two separate thoughts. So I like that kind of monstrous interpretation of them for a universe. I don't care if you want to play like I'm a good doppelganger, I don't kill people. It's like, great, that's cool. People are still going to be stigmatized against you, and that's part of the character. That's something you have to kind of deal with. Because if you live in a world where there just are doppelgangers all over the place and people are cool with it, that loses the mystique of the character for me. Like, I just don't think it's as interesting. I feel like people choose to play changelings solely to explore the concept of having identity crises. Yeah, and that's the thing I'm worried about the most. Is like I've dealt with people. I haven't said dealt with people, but like I've known people with different like identity issues, and it's always when people are just like, I want to play somebody that's just kind of kooky and wild and has multiple personalities, and it's like just lots of chaos. It's like that. Don't do that. Just don't do that. That's not appropriate. So
outright offensive.
Yeah. So, and I think some people just don't see that because they want to see like the fun aspect of it. And it's like I don't know if that exists, but there can be fun ways to do it. Changelings are really cool. I really like them, but yeah. Once again, fetishizing things, and I don't like it. Changelings are people that they have seen, I think, or a combination of people who've seen how I run it. Yeah, like I mean, they're essentially like psychic vampires. This is another way to look at it. And I really like the Fae background where it's like basically the Fae go in and steal a child and then replace that child with a Fae. that's a changeling, and so the changeling like knows that it's this fey creature, but it behooves it to just be that child. So like it's something you kind of have to grow up and fight, and I like that. I like that aspect of it. My brother's campaign, one of his party members talked to a tavern keep, made him turn around, and when he turned back, he saw himself. Guys, this guy himself looked at him. Right? And like that barkeep should kill that guy. Just like straight up. If you are ever anywhere and then you see yourself, kill that person. That's how we stop the pod people. Like rule 101. I'm not abdicating that.
How you end up in trouble as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have an unbeknownst identical twin or something, you know, that's not a good. It's not a good advice. But
congratulations, you killed your brother.
Yeah.
What brother?
You're stealing my soul. It's the devil.
Remember when you said you don't remember your mom?
I feel like there's a lot that shouldn't happen. That definitely probably has happened. But can you imagine? Can you imagine being somewhere and then seeing yourself? That's got to be disturbing. That's like uncanny valley to the max. I still love the idea that the uncanny valley exists because there's some creature that tried to look like humans, and it's just still ingrained in us genetically.
I mean, there was Neanderthals.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's why we have the uncanny valley, because we had a genetic disposition to need to tell the difference between those two. But I like the idea that there was some predator out there that had the ability to look like humans, and we just had to adapt.
You're getting a bit existential, Rook.
That's fine. I'll stop. It's one of those weird like
if he keeps going, he's going to start going off downhill real quick.
One of those random conspiracy theories that I love.
Love to entertain, like once in a blue moon.
The theory is spooky. I love it. Exactly. Yeah. Did I change and then got hunted to the point? Wait, what? Hold on a second. And you never gives me the opportunity to change into people when we're away on the move. Which sucks. Yeah. Changelings are just completely unoriginal people. Though, if you think about it, isn't everyone just a remix of parents and their friends? I don't want to say that people are unoriginal if they want to play changelings. I think, like I said, I think the problem I used to have with changelings, and if you guys haven't watched my changeling video, I highly recommend you go do it. I highly recommend you watch that video. But the thing about it is that I feel like people who have troubles deciding what character to play think that they can pick changelings because then they can choose later. And it's like, that's not a good reason to do that. You should really make your character, and like, I know it's hard to be, and some people do have problems with like making decisions like that. So I get that, but I don't think there's a difference between people who have a really hard time choosing things and people that are just being lazy about it. Like, there is a difference. There's 100% a difference. So if you want to play a changeling because you think it will help you in deciding like that, or you like, that's fine. That's fine. But don't pick it because you can kick it down the road, right? It enables lazy writers. It can be a helpful thing, and I think that's great. But it enables lazy writers. So, don't be lazy.
Be lazy.
Put in the work. Be lazy. Jeez.
Just watch a lot of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and like take everything you need about being a changeling from Envy.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, changelings just, they have the potential for such like rich character story and growth and conflict. and then they get bastardized to be kind of vapid characters, and it makes me sad. Vapid, unfleshed out characters.
You changed it to the wrong person because here that person comes. What do you do? What do you do? Quick, do something.
Yeah.
Because unlike Envy's shapeshifting, it's not instant.
Right.
It takes, I think, at least a minute.
Mm-hmm. What did changelings do exactly? What do change? Can they shapeshift? Yeah, they can shapeshift. So they have the ability to take the form of somebody, and they can psychically like learn their memories if they come in contact. I think there might be a range on it, but
no, that's only
that's doppelgangers. Sorry,
Bill.
You're right.
Yep.
That's the doppelganger bit, which I like. I like that, but it is the more monstrous thing because usually if you want to steal somebody's identity, you have to get rid of them.
Yeah. Changelings do not get any memories. They can just mimic the face, and it's like an actual physical change.
Yeah.
Like they can change height, size.
They get the ability to like shift back to their pale form and scare people, which I think is really fun. The people playing them are unoriginal, but the idea of changelings only exists as mirrors and remixes. I don't know. I don't know how to agree with that. There's good potential, but don't get used to time. Yeah, exactly. Like, can changelings copy non-humanoid features like fangs, wings, and tails, and centaur? But yeah, see that's the other problem with it is like people want to be able to do that. And it's like mechanically no, mechanically no, unless you want to be like the changeling or something. I think, or not the changeling, the doppelganger. And even then, you should still probably stay humanoid. Because I would argue that if like you shifted into like, oh, that dwarf's made out of metal, it's like you can't just give yourself all these natural attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I don't even think doppelgangers get like any of the natural attacks.
Right.
So
it's just visual.
Also, you can't change into a centaur because they're fey, not humanoids.
Not humans, yeah. Change never turned into her wife or friends out of love and respect, and it makes sense that she would them as taboo, so without asking or them still being alive. Yeah, and see that's a good way to look at it, of like understanding that shifting into somebody else is kind of an evil act. Like it's not exactly a thing to do without permission, you know. So I think that's a good starting point for an interesting changeling.
I was reading some the bit of lore that Keith wrote for him, and it was like different, I guess, philosophies within their group. There's like a group that never transform; they only stay in their natural state.
That's interesting.
And there's like one group that will take on a persona, like a created persona, and live as that person their entire life.
Yeah.
And then there's like ones who just flippantly shapeshift in between many different people. And they're the ones that you generally have to watch out for.
Does seem to sketchy. They can't do tieflings and stuff with more appendages. I think that's what the book says. Change the Fae, they can't copy anything on their home plane. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Well, my book changeling aren't Fae because I prefer Ebron's original stuff. So I ignored that little tidbit from Mornicaden's tome of foes, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a new thing they added to make it like setting agnostic.
Interesting. You make an ogre with a clear gambling problem. Is that your suggestion for the week? Put that on there. I think we're going to do one more and then I'm going to call it. 12. Space barbarian Leonin wearing a sentinel halberd? Wielding a sentinel. What is a sentinel halberd? Is deception inherently immortal? Without permission, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh. Now we're getting philosophical.
Well, but I think that's a fair question because, like, so if changelings can naturally shapeshift into whoever they want, right? To a changeling, that's a natural thing. The question is, how are you using it?
Yeah.
Is this just, do you have a town of changelings that just all look the same? They all look like one guy, and it's just the town of Doug? Like, that's probably not evil, right? But for most use cases, looking like somebody else maliciously or secretly is an immoral act in my mind. What the hell is a space Leonid?
A Leonid from outer space?
My helmet?
A Thundercat?
Maybe it is a Thundercat. Do any of the Thundercats have halberds? What is a Sentinel halberd? Is that a specific kind of halberd or just like with the Sentinel feet?
I think it. I don't know. I don't have all the answers to the thing. I am sorry.
Why do you get to say I can't change? It's what I. Wait, this is a weird sentence. Hold on. Why do you get to say I can't change? It's what I can do. Why stop something natural? Something like that, I'm guessing. Anyways, go and go watch the change the video. And find it. Nice. There's a line race from the Theros book. Yeah, that's the Leonids. Tigers eat things, right? But eating people, not probably an evil act. Does that make sense? It's like just because something is natural doesn't mean that it's not a undesired thing to happen. And so if you have the option of being a changeling and you want to live in a specific human society, like you find a city that you want to live in, do you go in and say, hey, I'm Charles the changeling, I look super weird, by the way, I can look like people, can I have a job doing that? Or do you just murder somebody and take their appearance? I would say the second is the evil act. So there are good use cases for changelings, and that's what I'm saying. But like on the whole, just taking someone's appearance without permission, with the intent of stealing their identity or becoming them, I would say is an evil act. Just as it would be for a human to walk into a town and be like, "Hello, I am this person that I murdered and am now pretending to be," even though they don't look the same. So there we go. Bye. No problem, right? Sketch you later. What you looking at?
I was Googling Sentinel Halberd. Nothing. So
right.
It probably was meant to be like they have like the Sentinel feet with a halberd. So
you will do that. The other thing is, there's nothing wrong with playing an evil campaign. Like, if your character is, like I said, I like the changelings that are being a person from birth. Like, if you're playing like a 20-something character, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a changeling. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, I never figured that out. Somewhere there may be another version of me that's currently living with a hag and or got eaten by one. Not my jam. Evil campaigns are fun. Just different. Just different. be fair, most fighters, I think, are inherently twinged towards evil. What do you do? Oh, I murder people for a living.
So do soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Are you good at it? Oh, yeah.
This is about. Don't think too hard about your character's actions.
Enjoy the ride.
Yep. Just have fun.
I like thinking about it. I generally play a lot of really... it's hard for me to play evil characters. As a DM, I can be real nasty, but like as a player, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like it.
It's the whole kind of implied hero aspect of being an adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I have to be evil?
No, it's just more difficult to not be evil. And thus is life. Thus is life. I wonder how many players would pay their taxes if that was thrown into the game.
What?
Welcome to Winterfell. Oh, I said Winterfell, but that's not the right thing.
Neverwinter?
Neverwinter. Welcome to Neverwinter. You owe us a 30% finder's fee on your bounty that you've collected, as well as a 10% sales tax. People would burn Neverwinter to the ground.
Yep. But weirdly enough, when I was reading some stuff in Pathfinder, there is a place that sort of does that. It's kind of the Egyptian themed country.
Okay.
So they've like opened it up for adventurers to come in and venture, but they have to give a certain portion of the treasure that they find to the pharaoh.
Interesting.
It's like you can keep most of the stuff, just you gotta give over something to the government.
I think I'd better call it here pretty soon. I'm burning out. Space Lion. It's been a pleasure. No problem, Oliver. Have a good night. Catch you later. Can't apply morals to physics and social and society's difference. Yeah, there you go. Who do you use as the arbiter to determine morally correct in the Forgotten Realms? The DM. Yeah, the DM gets to decide those things. Not the players, just the DM. Don't worry about your alignment, people. Just play the character the way you think it should be played and let everything else go.
Yep. There are reasons why both Pathfinder and D&D are moving away from that. Mostly to stop player conflict. It's like...
Oh boy, I need to take a nap. I need to do my workout and then take a nap.
Do your workout, then take a nap.
Yep. I like that there is an in-game way to generally describe the morality of a character. Yeah, I think that's good, right? Like, I think the alignment chart came from a good place, and I really like using it for a descriptor. Like, but it's got to be a descriptor for how you, as the player, want to play the character, right? Because if you say, "Oh, my character is lawful good," it's like, then you'd better play them that way, like, because otherwise you just lied to us. Like, are they physically incapable of doing things chaotically? Are they lawful stupid? Like, what is it? But if you say something like, "I'm gonna try to play my character lawful good," like, I'm gonna try to do things that are lawful and generally good, or attempting to be morally good. Great. That's a good way for you to start off saying, "I'm headed in this direction. I'm going to try to stick that way." People are fluid. The games are fluid. You don't have to stay doing those things. And making it mechanical, I think, is really cool. I like that, like, paladins have to maintain their chosen things, but I think the edicts and anathemas are a better way to go about that. Of, like, these are what your character should be trying to achieve, and this is the things that they dislike. It's like, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Also, I think another way of kind of handling that stuff is like for, at least with 5th edition, you have like player bonds, ideals, flaws. Like think about those during character creation and like try to hold your character to them.
Yeah, especially the flaws. Like, I really like the flaw system, but it's really easy to kind of look over. Western Justice, I'm on layer 13, so I would say just scrub back through the video. I've drawn a lot of stuff today. Problems when players and DMs morally disagree. Yeah, which is why I think that, like, the players basically don't have a say in it. They get to attempt what they're trying to do, and then their actions are just derived by the DM. Like, you were mean to that old guy. That was evil. It's like, no, he was a dick. It's like, it's still an evil act. In my world, you should not have been mean to that old man. The ramifications
elderly are not due respect. Yeah,
I'm not really up to the players. This is a space lead. I'm gonna try to get a flag here.
If you want to, like, I don't know, using your example of being lawful good, like, think of a character like from fiction that's lawful good. Like, how do they do it? Like, Michael from Dresden is lawful good.
Michael from Dresden is really, he's lawful good, just like I would say the like, he's a good example of lawful for, like, because he follows his own code, like, to the T, which is great. And he is good. He's generally a good character, and I think he's really interesting because he's a good juxtaposition for the Fae, which are very selfish and very power oriented, but still, like, physically have to follow their code. And so it's like, and so Michael he's like, I don't like him, but I'll work with him because we're aligned. It's like, cool. He's not lawful stupid. Like, he is just, he's very much knows his limits, and when he can't do something, he doesn't. He's like, no, not gonna do that. Makes those choices. And I think that's, a lot of people are kind of afraid to say that stuff in D&D. It's like, ooh, I can't be a part of this. I'm not gonna join this in this adventure. It's like, but this is what we're doing. It's like, I'm not gonna do it. This character won't partake.
Like, this is less morality based, but like, my Goran character won't go on any missions that requires them to fight like a plant creature and kill it. It's like, no, I ain't going to kill my cousins.
Is it suddenly an evil act to take loot from a dungeon because it's technically theft? If it's theft, yeah. Yes. Like, it's the same thing with I have to go back to Caduceus kind of like having a moment of crisis when somebody on the dock, like, attacked one of the Mighty Nine and they just killed everybody. It's like, that was an extreme reaction. But they're just like, oh, it's an adventure, it's a video game, we can kill people and have no repercussions. It's like, can you? Like, is that a game? Is that the way your game is being played? Or are you helping this, church empty out these cultists, and they ask you not to steal all the shit that the cultists stole from them? Or do you just think that you have total right to it because you killed the people that took it, right? So, like, that's not a question that can be answered one-to-one. Like, who owns the dungeon? Who has right to that treasure? Those are all things you have to kind of figure out. Put Cloud from Final Fantasy VII as lawful good. Cloud's weird. Cloud's a little ambivalent because he's a character stand-in. So
yeah,
you can kind of play him in a couple different ways, but generally the things he's doing are good, even though he's an eco-terrorist. Perspective.
I would also say maybe avoid comic book characters as alignment inspirations, because they're all over the place.
Superman is, I think, the only one that is lawful stupid.
Yeah. Because, like, I've seen people would argue back and forth, like, Batman's chaotic good, or chaotic neutral, or lawful good, or lawful neutral. And it's like, can you just be neutral?
Yeah, Batman's a hard one.
Yeah.
Batman's a really hard one. Because there's also so many different iterations of Batman that are wildly different.
Yeah.
So you really have to define which Batman you're talking about, and then you can start picking it apart. But
yeah.
Batman's got a code; he doesn't kill people anymore.
Yeah. Like Adam West Batman, totally lawful good.
Sure. Yeah. 90s Batman?
Well,
selfish rich man puts guns on car. Debatable.
You mean like animated 90s Batman or like the movies?
I think both had guns on the cars, honestly, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Movies mostly is what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Because I don't think they actually put guns on the car in the cartoon.
You might not.
Because kids.
Lawful neutral for baseline Batman. We're not going into the Batman who laughs. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm going to call it. I'm exhausted, so I think that was a good place to stop. Friday, we will hit this list again. I got 13 done today. That's impressive. We still have 23 to go. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, go check out the Galoma video. There should be a link down below. Leave a comment on that video if you would, please. Maybe if we get a comment with a lot of likes on that video, we'll do something special for him on Friday. I'll draw him a special rugby. So go make some jokes or something in the comments of that video and share it. Like and comment. Thanks for the Rook. Thanks for the stream. Look forward to you next time. No problem. Thanks again. I'm gonna go take a nap, do my workout, maybe make some lunch. I'm about to pass out. It's great. So thanks again. Let's see if there's anybody we can raid. Indestructible. There we go. Go check out Kieran's stuff. Okay, that's all I got. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye, everybody.